Hi guys, welcome back to Movies with Moya, and today I'll be reviewing Batman 2022. Now, it deserves all the hype it's getting right now. So when I tell you I love this movie, I really love this movie. But before I get into the review, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you like my content. We're really trying to grow our subscriber list, so please subscribe. Now let's get into the review. Okay, so guys, let's start with a synopsis of the Batman 2022. But before getting into it, remember to please subscribe. Now, Batman 2022 stars Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz. Like, if you've seen any promo for the movie, you know that the new Batman is Robert Pattinson. And you know, everybody was wondering if he could like fill the shoes of people like Christian Bale and whatnot. And he did, but I will get into that later. So it stars the two of them, and we all know Batman is more of an investigative kind of superhero. So he's gonna sit down, he's gonna solve like the whole crime scheme, and he's gonna get to the bottom of things and find who is the root of the problem, and he's gonna deal with them. That's why we call him vengeance. You know, he's gonna deal with them, and he is going to represent for Gotham City, because one thing about Batman, he is not leaving Gotham City, and he is going to stop this crime problem. Although I think Gotham City is like the worst place to live because their crime is through the roof. I don't know what's going on with such a small city in Manhattan. It's crazy to me. But yeah, that's essentially it. And in this movie, it's Batman versus the Riddler. He is the main villain in the movie, the Riddler, right? And Batman solves the riddles until he figures out, you know, who is behind this and all the crime that's going on in Gotham City. So let me tell you what I really loved about the movie. First, let's talk about the storyline. Like, I know a major issue that everyone was having with the Batman 2022 is the fact that it was 3 hours long. Like, when people saw that it was going to be 3 hours long, they were like, oh my gosh, what are we doing in a movie theater for 3 hours? Guys, get a grip. We know it was going to be good. Like, it was great, and it was worth the 3 hours. Like, I would watch it again over and over because it was so well executed. Like, everything was so well paced, right? Like, it had its action, it had its action, it had its parts where, you know, he was putting things together. There was never a dull moment, and there was no missing plot line. There was no hole, there was no gap in the story. So everything that you were wondering about in that movie, like, it was answered. Like, it was a well executed story. I did not read the comics, but I presume that it was probably exactly like the comics. Don't fight me for this one, but I just feel like the way it was just so well executed, and the way we saw, you know, every storyline makes sense. We saw every bad guy had its like moment in the spotlight, you know, every action scene was just perfectly timed. It just made sense to me. Secondly, I just loved the acting. Like, I don't know why people doubted Robert Pattinson. We saw him in The Devil All the Time. That's on Netflix, and I did a review on it if you want to go watch my review. We saw him in The Lighthouse. Like, we know this man is great. Stop limiting him to Twilight. Plus, it's 2022. Twilight hate is so 2016. Or even before that, 2012. Right? Like, let's get it together. Robert Pattinson is a really great actor. I expected him to do well in this role, and he did. He performed. He was great. The chemistry between him and Zoe, it was just amazing. You got the Batman Catwoman vibe, you know, the little tension, the little romance, you know, the two of them had really great chemistry. And as I said, Robert Pattinson was excellent as Batman. You know, he had that same serious aura, kind of, you know, orphan seeking vengeance, seeking justice, I should say. So yes, Robert Pattinson was excellent. He was great. Acting 10 out of 10. And also the action and the cinematography. That's like third major thing I loved about the movie. It was just so great. As I said, everything, like, they really did, you know, like, they deserve the millions they're getting in the box offices right now, because it was just so beautifully filmed. The story was great. I found it entertaining as well. Like, people are saying it wasn't really funny. I found it funny, like, not in the Marvel funny kind of way where they try to make pop culture references, but more of in the way that, like, life is funny. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you've watched the movie, there are things to laugh at. Like, for example, like the villains communicating through social media and stuff. I found that very funny, because, you know, that's probably exactly how, not probably, I know that's exactly how they build their cult following, you know. And all of them something, they're like little things that they say, little references. Like, if you look at the guy that plays Penguin, and like how he walked when they tied him up, it was funny because he was waddling like a penguin, and he's Penguin, the villain. But yeah, so, like, I thought it was good. The soundtrack was great. Everything was fitting. This movie was perfect. You know, this sounds bad, but I feel like I haven't watched a really, really good movie like this in a long while. Also, it was giving the same vibes as Seven. You know, that old time movie where they kill people according to the 7 deadly sins? It was giving that same vibe, but better. Well, not better. I think the two of them were different, because Seven was more gory, and this was definitely true to Batman in the sense that, you know, he's figuring out things and defeating the bad guys. So yeah, with that said, I really love Batman. It gets a 10 for me. I loved it. As I said, I will watch it again right now. Like, right now, I spent 3 hours of my life watching that again. It was great, amazing. Mwah. You know, I don't even know what was that I just did, but yeah, guys, remember to subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Movies with Moya. Thanks for watching.